The sixth seal describes the one sitting on the throne who's supposed to be peaceful, dumping his wrath on evil when Jesus returns. So it's gone now, changed, flipped from being peaceful to being violent. Don't assume that the phrase wrath of God describes God as the direct active agent of supernatural violence. This phrase has a rich history in the Bible, and it doesn't mean what we think it means or what churches have told us it means. Let's have a look in the Old Testament first, and then we'll return back to the book of Revelation. What does the Bible mean with the phrase wrath of God? Does it describe God actively, supernaturally, violently assaulting human beings? No, never. It's a symbolic figure of speech. The first time that the wrath of God is defined and explained in detail is in Deuteronomy chapter 31. Israel just about to go over into the promised land. And God speaks to Moses, you're not going over. But let me tell you something, Moses. When the children of Israel go over to the promised land, I will pour out my wrath in them. Why? What will it look like? What have they done wrong? What will they do wrong? And what will you do? What will it look like when you are pouring out your wrath? This is the most detailed passage in the Old Testament. It's the first detailed passage that describes what the wrath of God looks like, what it means, when does it happen, and what is God actually doing? What does it look like? Deuteronomy 31:16. I love this passage. English Standard Version. And the Lord said to Moses, behold, you're about to lie down with your fathers. He's going to die. Then this people will rise and whore after the foreign gods. He's not talking about them lying, stealing. He's talking about them abandoning him, resolutely abandoning him, telling God to get lost. We don't want you in our life. And we want other gods instead of you. So now other supernatural beings are entered into his discussion on the wrath of God. Watch this. Then this people will rise and whore after the foreign gods among them in that land. Whore after. They're going to have sex with them. They're going to join with them. And they will forsake me. Forsaking God resolutely to turn after other gods. They will forsake me. They will break my covenant that I made with them. So what's the sin? Full-blown idolatry and abandonment of the God who rescued them from Egypt. We don't want you anymore. We forsake you. We want to sleep. We're going to whore after other gods. When that serious sin takes place, resolutely, with eyes wide open, in the face of idolatry, worshipping other gods and abandoning God willfully, repeatedly, God pours out his wrath for being abandoned and forsaken. What does God do? Well, you want to go after the other gods? I'll withdraw my protective presence. That's his wrath. I've seen many mature Christians, when they get angry at injustice against them, they will stay silent, they will turn around, and they will withdraw out of the picture. And that's their wrath. Withdrawal. Have a look at verse 17. How does the wrath of God work in the day that we turn to other gods resolutely with eyes wide open? What happens then? Verse 17. Then my anger will be against them in that day. Stop. When they totally abandon me, forsake me, tell me, get out of here, I don't want you in my life anymore, God. We want other gods instead of you. Then my anger will be kindled against them in that day. In what day? Full on, willful, resolute abandonment, forsaking God and turning to other gods then the wrath of God falls. It doesn't fall on you because you slip up here, you sin there, you lie, you steal. Full on blown apostasy. And that's not you, and that's not me. Then my anger will be kindled against them in that day. Full on idolatry. And what will God do in his anger? And I will forsake them. You forsake me. I will forsake them. And I will hide my face from them. He turns. You want to go to other gods? He withdraws. He will withdraw his protective presence. The wrath of God describes withdrawal, not attack. Then my anger will be kindled against them in that day of full abandonment, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face. God's not coming after them and attacking. He's withdrawing. Have it your way. God consents to our stubborn choices in extreme situations, and he withdraws and honours our choice. He will not force himself. So I will forsake them in my anger, and I will hide my face from them, and then they will be devoured. They will be devoured not by God. They will be devoured when God hides. Who's going to devour them? The gods they hoard after will attack you. The wrath of God describes the way God withdraws his protective presence in an extreme situation of idolatry. And many, they will be devoured, and many evils and troubles will come upon them. He didn't say he sends it. It will come when he withdraws his face and removes his protective presence. Divine wrath describes withdrawal of protective presence, not attacking, forceful attacking and assaulting. We've got it completely wrong. The wrath of God says, have it your way. Go to the other gods. Evils and troubles will come upon you as I hide my face. Wow. Many evils and troubles will come upon them. So they will say to me, in that day, what day? When they have turned willfully, deliberately, persistently, unrepentantly to other gods and don't want God in their lives anymore. In that day, God will say, okay, I let go, I'll hide my face. And then troubles will come. Evils and troubles will come. They will be devoured. Who? God didn't do it. He's withdrawn his protective presence. It's the gods of the other nations. They will devour you. And many evils and troubles will come upon them, so that they, Israel, will say in that day, look, have not these evils come upon us? Why? Because God is attacking us? Have not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us? He has hidden his face, not among us, withdrawn his protective presence. My goodness, the church needs to repent big time. The wrath of God is going to get you. He's going to strike you with this, that, and the other. Are you going to learn your lesson? No. God is not violent. His wrath is his consenting love to honour our persistent, willful choices. And in his wrath, God withdraws his protective presence and he turns his face. And as he withdraws his protective presence, evils, disasters will come upon them from the other gods and they will be devoured. Now catch this. Even Israel knew that the wrath of God doesn't describe God assaulting anyone. It's assault that comes from other gods when God is not among them. They knew how the wrath of God works. Look, many evils and troubles will come upon them, so that they will say on that day, all these evils have come upon us because God is not with us. That's the wrath of God. Even Israel knew that the wrath of God never meant that God is violently, supernaturally assaulting them. It's the foreign gods that are doing this. So it was assumed, Israel already knew that the wrath of God never means that God is violent. They'll say, oh, this has happened to us because our God is not with us. They should have said, according to the churches, all these evils come upon us because God is smashing us. No, it's because God is not with us. Man, the church has got this wrong. This is the first time the wrath of God is fully explained in the Bible, and it sets the pattern. In that day, in what day? When full-blown apostasy and idolatry takes place in that day, every single time, this is a principle. Every time this happens, God withdraws his protective presence because in his love he consents to our will. Wow. Look at verse 18, he'll say it again. I will surely hide my face in that day. What day? When I lie still. In the day, I don't want you anymore. I know what you're like and I just don't want you anymore. I want the other gods. I will surely hide my face in that day. Okay, your will be done. And I will surely hide my face in that day because of all the evil that they have done. What evil? Because they told a lie or stole. No, because they have turned to other gods. The wrath of God describes a process of the way evil will come to us as God steps back. This is the first time the wrath of God is described and defined in the Bible. And that pattern exists in that day. It's a principle on how God will always do wrath. Only for idolatry, for worshipping other gods, spurning his love, and the God said, okay. And then they'll say, this has happened to us, but not from our God. It's because his protective presence is not among us. And we will see that the wrath of God in the sixth seal describes the exact same thing. It does not describe direct assaults from God, but assaults from Satan, the beast, the false prophet, the 200 million demons, as they attack you, as God's in his wrath releases his hands of protection. Next time.